searing heat, doubts, and days when the future felt too far away. But still, they marched on. That is Zambia's story today. Yes, we still have challenges, but hear me clearly. We're not where we were in 2021. We are moving ahead. Look at how far we've come together. We restored free education. We brought law and order. We strengthened our currency, stabilized our economy, restored the mining sector. We created thousands of jobs and expanded the constituents development funds. These are not promises. These are victories for every Zambian. The journey may be tough, but the destination is worth it. We must trust the process.
Good evening and welcome to the main news tonight, the 19th of March 2026. To present the main news, my name is Tracy Mwansa. A look at the top stories making headlines tonight. UPND Youth's Mazabuka rejects donation over Amwemba suspension. Njovu questions Zambia readiness for 24-hour economy. Zambia-China partner on rural development initiative. And in sports, Barose Crocs eye strong start as Lungu backs refreshed squad ahead of Kabwe clash. Zambia women's volleyball team set for Mozambique and Namibia testing Olympic qualifier build up. And now the news in detail. The Opposition Patriotic Front PF has reaffirmed its decision to proceed its general conference, dismissing allegations of unfairly disqualifying presidential candidates as forced and deliberate misinterpretation of facts. Speaking during a press briefing, the party's national elections chairperson Frank Ngambi emphasized that the electoral process will be conducted by an independent committee of legal practitioners to guarantee transparency and fairness. Mr. Ngambi confirmed and several candidates have successfully filed their nominations and the process remains ongoing. He also noted that one aspirant, Honorable Willa Mutoro, has since withdrawn from the race, citing reasons the party leadership considers unsubstantiated. The PF leadership has assured both its members and the public that preparations for the conference are complete and that there are no plans to postpone the event.
I wish to address the nation, our esteemed delegates, and my party members regarding the misleading statements circulating in the section of media and the public discourse concerning the ongoing preparation for the General Conference. My attention has been drawn to claim B attributed to my office as National Chair person for elections. Allegedly, that the current leadership under the acting president of Honorable Given Rwanda, myself, the Deputy Secretary General, Honorable Celestine Mukadila, have selectively targeted certain aspiring presidential candidates for disqualification. Let me state this in the clearest and strongest terms. These allegations are false, unfounded, and deliberate misrepresentation of facts. At no point has the leadership of the party formulated or entertained any idea to unfairly disqualify any aspiring candidate. Such assertions are mere speculations and form part of the calculated propaganda scheme aimed at undermining the confidence in the leadership and the integrity of this important electoral process. The party elections will be conducted under the supervision of a duly constituted electoral commission composed of learned and independent legal practitioners. This body will operate strictly within the provision of the party constitution and relevant laws in the country. Therefore, any determination regarding the eligibility of candidates will be done in the transparent, fair, and lawful manner. For avoidance of doubt, my office has so far received applications from the following presidential aspirants. 1. Honorable Given Rwanda. 2. Honorable Chimbakambwili. 3. Honorable Greyford Monde. 4. Honorable Dr. Chitaruchimfia. 5. Honorable Chandakatotogwe. 6. Honorable Makebi Zulu. 7. Honorable Willa Mudoro. But I'm being informed this afternoon that Honorable Willa Mudoro has decided to withdraw from the race. And for me, I want to believe that an election is the process of stress, the process of emotional challenges, and also in certain cases, you could clearly see from the beginning some of the reasons that he has cited does not seem to be of any concern to anyone. I say so because we've been planning with him the last 6 months on the process in which we are going to advocate, such as that we are either going to use a special purpose.
UPND youths in Mazabuka district have rejected a donation of 200 concrete blocks. I beg your pardon. UPND youths in Mazabuka district have rejected a donation of 200 concrete blocks and 16 bags of cement from Bright Amwenda, citing his continued suspension from the party. The materials were donated on Wednesday morning towards the construction. However, shortly after the handover, the youths led by former Mazabuka Central Ward Youth Chairperson Javas Achilala declined the donation. Achilala says the project is fully funded by the party and does not require additional support. He says the party has already secured 19,000 concrete blocks and 1,200 bags of cement, which are sufficient to sustain the construction works.
Twawakuti kapotishwaligo kuti Bright Amwenda uli suspended mu party waleta mablogo ayali wawa atomwe asimenti kalumba kumoyo wakupangwa jisi kuti wakwana kupa pesi kuli bobo yanda kuboneha kubana Mazabuka bonse balimo muno fana kuboneha nchakuti I party wajindi no iri jisi mablogo akwana 90,000 java blogo manji umani hama yake aliwawa ibwasunu twajita offroad cement ikwana 1,200 yama yake awa alo njende yakuti eyo cement ni mpati ilakwa ni hakumani hama yake aliwawa alimi kumwi cement 32.5 yalo ya impana njoto ya momu 42.5 ya konkiri jamba kuti mayage ngaba compromised asimente ikulomba kwa kuti abole abweze atole nkambo titwashota nini yakuyagia kunope tuyanda uti kubelu muno tuyandi umwe abole ayete manyongwe kusekretariat iliko kuno manyongwe aliko kuya atabi transferred kubola ko kuno pele abalege iba funding abayimani building A kuita kuti babe room no kuli yonse jijate bantu bana wasaka bonse tikaba ba room no kubola usika goku bantu bali kumwa okuya ichakumwa ko.
Democratic Union President Akim Anthony Njovu has expressed reservations about Zambia's readiness to implement a 24-hour economy, citing concerns over infrastructure, labor laws, and security. Njovu emphasized that while the initiative is welcome, the country needs to address basic issues first, such as amending the Labor Act to allow citizens to work for multiple companies and ensuring uninterrupted electricity supply. Speaking on Christian nations, the chambers, Njovu questions whether ZESCO can provide 24 hours electricity amidst ongoing load shedding.
Themselves. We will not focus much on the challenges, but we want to focus on the positives. So we need to embrace this 24-hour economy. I think it is the way to go to help the country grow. I think it is very important. I know others are criticizing this, but what you have to know is that we've got sectors like the mining sector, the manufacturing sector. Others are already on 24 hours service. So those who are criticizing 24 hours economy, what is the basis? What are they standing on? So these are the issues that we need. We want progressive Zambians. Yes, if you are not satisfied, engage government. Tell them, government, we are happy with this, but we are going to help you because we know there's this deficiency and this deficiency. We are available to support you. Anything that supports the growth of the country, we should support that. Yes, I think it is very important for us as...
Business development and marketing expert James Chuala has hailed the 24-hour economy policy as a massive boost for Zambia, saying it is about time the country tapped into the potential of round-the-clock business operations. Speaking in an interview, Mr. Chuala said the policy will create more jobs, increase productivity, and kickstart the economy, with job creation being a key benefit, especially for women and those looking for opportunities, as this could be a game changer for Zambia's GDP growth. However, Mr. Chuala highlighted challenges that comes with the move, including security, infrastructure, and operational costs. He emphasized the need for employment laws to be aligned with the policy, citing the current Employment Act's 8-hour day and 40-hour week limitations. He also noted that existing regulations, such as restricted hours for selling beer, should be considered when implementing the policy.
Production of a 24-hour economy by government is actually a very, very positive move in the sense that it will increase productivity of the businesses that have to operate 24 hours in a day. And with the increased production, it means more and more people need to be employed. When we look at sectors, for instance, such as the hospitality industry, we're talking about hotels, lodges. When we talk about the food industry, and the food industry in Zambia is very, very big. Takeaways, restaurants, the fast foods, and the famous Matebeto. It will mean that if these businesses have to operate 24 hours, they will need to employ more people. And as you may be aware, this country is in a hurry to ensure that we create more jobs for our youths, for our women, and indeed others who are actually looking for employment opportunities. And so this move will obviously boost the economy and grow our GDP. So we applaud this initiative. and in fact it's long overdue. However, we also want to state some of the challenges that will come with this initiative. One of them is obviously the issues around legislation or law that govern, for instance.
The governments of the Republic of Zambia and the Chinese African Origins Consortium have signed a memorandum of understanding to enhance China-Africa cooperation and jointly explore a sustainable path for rural revitalization in Zambia. This MOU is based on China's successful rural revitalization experience, characterized by thriving industries, eco-friendly living environment, social etiquette and civility, effective governance and prosperous livelihood, and adapted to Zambia's local sources, endorsements and cultural characteristics. Speaking during the signing ceremony held simultaneously at the Embassy of the Republic of Zambia in Beijing, China, and Cabinet Office in Lusaka, Zambia, Deputy Secretary to the Cabinet, Finance and Economic Development, Mr. Siazongo Sakalenge, represented by Mr. Bernard Kampansa, stated that government looks forward to the development and implementation of the agreements that will actualize the projects embedded in the MOU, emphasizing that these initiatives align with the 80th National Development Plan and the President's vision of transforming Zambia's economy through sustainable agriculture and rural development. Meanwhile, Zambia's ambassador to the People's Republic of China, Ivan Zulu, underscored that the signing of this MOU marked an important milestone. He called for the development of comprehensive project implementation plan, identification of suitable implementation sites, and conducted of visibility studies as soon as possible to ensure successful implementation of the projects. This is contained in the statement released to the media by Catherine Kashoti, who is Second Secretary Communications at the Embassy of the Republic of Zambia in Beijing, China.
The Holy Bible tells us
the Zambian government has set ambitious maize production targets in aiming to produce 4.5 million metric tons in the 2026 farming season. Minister of Agriculture Ruben Mtolo announced in the National Assembly that output over the next 5 years. The targets, which have been welcomed by climate-smart agriculture experts Oliver Kandela Bulaya, include progressive increase to 5.6 million metric tons in 2027, 7 million metric tons in 2028, 8.6 million metric tons in 2029, and ultimately 10 million metric tons by 2030. Dr. Bulaya praised the targets as realistic, strategic and attainable, but emphasized the need for sustainable interventions and clearly identified intermediate milestones to guide implementations and monitor progress. He says the Ministry of Agriculture is strengthening the sector through interventions such as improved soil fertility management, promotion of resilient seed varieties, and scaling up climate-smart agriculture technologies. According to Dr. Bulaya, increased mechanism, enhanced access to financing facilities, and expanded irrigation are also key drivers of productivity.
Yes, the announcement that has been made, by the Minister of Agriculture in Parliament is very, very crucial in the sense that we need to have, realistic and strategic and attainable milestones that are supported by deliberate and sustained interventions. And in this case, the achieving of 2030 target of 10 million metric tons of maize and 1 million metric tons of soya and also wheat, respectively, good, benchmarks that are critical in guiding the implementation, monitoring progress, and allowing timely adjustments, to ensure the country remains on the track. These progressive targets provide a structured pathway towards a long-term agricultural transformation. We cannot move, without setting the agenda for increased, production in that instance. And these alignment of policies, investments, and farmer support system with measurable outcomes, embedded on a strategic, targets that we set. And in this case, the Ministry of Agriculture, with ongoing efforts in strengthening the sector, when we look at various interventions that are being carried out, this time around in terms of ensuring soil fertility management or soil governance, promotion of resilient seeds, and also the scaling up of climate smart agriculture technologies. Additionally, the promotion of mechanization through farmer training centers across the country, and also the expanded irrigation and comprehensive agricultural support programs are critical drivers, of productivity. The push for increased, production should not be driven by expansion, for example, of areas under cultivation, but rather improving productivity per unit area through sustainable and efficient, farming methods. We commend, the Ministry of Agriculture, for its forward-looking and strategic planning, noting that such an approach is essential.
The Non-Governmental Gender Organizations Coordinating Council, NGOCC, has raised concerns over the alleged reports of female aspirants candidates has been pressured into sexual favors for political party adoption ahead of the 2026 general elections. In a statement, NGOCC Executive Director Annie Mbewe highlighted the long-standing issue hindering women's participation in politics, with many aspirants up fearing sextortation during party adoption process, stating that sextortation not only discourages women from seeking leadership positions, but also deepens gender inequality in political spaces. The organization notes that despite Section 137A of the Penal Code criminalizing sexual harassment and bribery, many cases go unreported due to stigma and lack of self-reporting mechanisms. NGOCC Executive Director is calling for a dedicated task force, fast-track courts, and stricter safeguarding policies to address the issue.
The Non-Governmental Gender Organizations Coordinating Council, NGOCC, expresses deep concern over the recent revelation that some female aspiring political candidates are being asked for sexual favors in exchange for adoption ahead of the forthcoming general elections. These observations by the Gender Division Permanent Secretary, Ms. Mainga Kabika, align with issues that NGOCC has consistently highlighted over the years. Our engagement with female aspirants across the country continue to reveal widespread fears of sextortion during party adoption processes. This vice undermines women's political participation and creates barriers to inclusive governance. The impact of sextortion on women's political participation is far-reaching. It discourages women from contesting leadership positions, exacerbates underrepresentation, erodes public trust in political systems, and undermines national development by excluding women from leadership. To curb this vice, NGOCC supports the proposal to establish a dedicated task force and strengthen evidence-gathering mechanisms for female candidates. We further call for the introduction of fast-track courts to ensure swift action once cases are reported, especially during the elections.
More than 1,200 pupils from 40 schools in Lusaka and Kafue are expected to participate in the Butterfly Climate Action and Technology Summit scheduled for March 24th. Organizers say the event will provide a platform for young people to share ideas on climate change and innovation while prompting sustainable solutions.
What is the Kids Climate Fair all about? This event that Butterfly has been organizing for the last 2 years. This is a platform where we give opportunities for the younger generation. We're talking about children from over 40 schools in Lusaka, from Kafue, from Chongwe, to come in and be in one space where we give an opportunity to children to bring solutions around the effects of climate change. We talk to them, we hear their ideas, and this year our theme is climate action through technology for a healthier tomorrow. We're giving a challenge to the younger generation to make use of this technology and bring solutions around climate action. So we're happy to share with you that next week on the 24th of March, we are hosting, Butterfly is hosting over 1,200 learners from various schools. We're talking about government schools, international schools, private schools, even rural schools that are coming in to be in one place. And also we're happy to share that this event is absolutely free because we want to ensure that children, regardless of where they're coming from, are open an opportunity.
And now we have a set of commercials. Stay tuned.
Are you ready for the group presentation?
I am.
Hey guys!
You even missed the lecture.
Yeah, but the voters card verification dates are out.
So what's going to happen?
I passed through the polling station to check my details.
Me I'll just vote on election day. You get?
Your vote is your right, and verification is key to the voting process.
The inspection of the register of voters is on. The Electoral Commission of Zambia, ECZ, is conducting a nationwide physical inspection of the provisional register of voters for the 2026 general election. If you registered during the mass or continuous registration of voters, this is your chance to check if your name is on the register of voters and that all your details are correct. Confirm your polling station. You can replace lost, defaced or damaged voters' cards, or even transfer to a convenient polling station of your choice. All persons inspecting the register must carry a green national registration card (NRC) and a voter's card for registered voters and a sworn affidavit for the removal of deceased voters. Don't wait. The exercise runs from the 2nd to the 8th of March 2026 at all polling stations nationwide from 8 to 17 hours. The inspection of the register of voters will also be conducted electronically throughout the inspection period via the ECZ website or the ECZ USSD code *214# on any mobile phone. You can also download the ECZ mobile app from Google Play Store. It's my vote, my right, my choice. This message is brought to you by the Electoral Commission of Zambia.
The Holy Bible tells us in the book of Exodus how God's people walked with tired feet, heavy hearts, and many questions towards the promised land. They faced deserts, sandstorms, searing heat, doubts, and days when the future felt too far away. But still, they marched on. That is Zambia's story today. Yes, we still have challenges, but hear me clearly. We're not where we were in 2021. We are moving ahead. Look at how far we've come together. We restored free education. We brought law and order. We strengthened our currency, stabilized our economy, restored the mining sector. We created thousands of jobs and expanded the constituents development funds. These are not promises. These are victories for every Zambian. The journey may be tough, but the destination is worth it. We must trust the process.
Welcome back, and now in sports news. Barossa Crooks head coach Lungu says his team is ready to compete as they make their second appearance in the tournament. This time with a refreshed squad. Speaking to the media ahead of their opening match against Central Province, Forest Miyoye said to be played in Kawe on Friday. Lungu expressed confidence in his players but remained tight-lipped about his tactical approach. He noted that revealing too much could give opponents an advantage. Lungu echoed the sentiments of the club captain, emphasizing that the team's goal is to showcase the rising football talent from Western Province to a wider audience. He also highlighted that the extended training camp has allowed the team adequately assess and prepare the players. Encouraging the squad has reported no injuries, and morale remains high as they look forward to a strong start in their opening game.
I've set best in Lusaka ahead of your game against Forest. What is your opinion? How is camp, faring off? And what should we expect in the game to come?
I think looking at the team, preparation are going so well, and the boys are trying to adapt. Looking at Lusaka weather, we'll try by all means to see how best we can work with the team, because they have given us enough time to come to Lusaka to prepare for the team. I think we show the world what we're capable of doing. Many people, they don't believe in this thing, that they don't have good games because of sand and other things. But we are here to show them different, because we want to set camp earlier so that we can prepare the team in adequate.
What are the areas that you plan to work on as you face Forest?
I think on that I can't talk on that, because that's too tactical for me. And I'm sure, modern football, even them, they're busy following us to see how best they can work on our mistakes. Videos are everywhere, so on that I can't say anything. I think looking at that game being a cup game is different compared to league. And they can be talking on Facebook and on social media. It's a game. Even though we can be making noise on social media, but football is being played in the pitch. Okay. So I think us as Barossa Crooks, we are to prepare the best, and I'm sure give them a good game. It can be our second time coming for APSA, but looking at our squad, some of the players, they have moved and they are bringing some new guys, young. So we're trying by all means just to encourage them, because this game there's nothing like experience and other things. Our main purpose for this team is to build players. So if a player develops the one team, we release them, they go, and they are trying to develop someone else.
All right, coach, thank you very much.
And the Zambia's women's volleyball team is set to face Mozambique and Namibia as part of preparations for the 2028 Los Angeles Olympic qualifiers. Zambia Volleyball Association President Samuel Siniza says the association is working closely with technical staff to ensure positive results. He has also announced plans for a capacity building tour in Eastern Province to promote the sports across the country.
Los Angeles 2028 Olympics. Currently, Zambian girls are number 2 on the log standing, which gives them a high chance of qualifying. So the next tour will be in Mozambique. After the next one, we are going to be in Swakopmund, then we are going to close it in Mozambique. So the girls are in high mood, and possibly Zambia may qualify for the first time.
And now a look at the top stories making headlines. UPND youths in Mazambuka rejects donation over Hamwenda suspension, and Njovu questions Zambia's readiness for over 24-hour economy. Zambia-China partner on rural developments in initiative. And in sports news, Barossa Crocs eyes strong start as Lungu backs refreshed squad ahead of Kabwe clash. And Zambia women's volleyball team set for Mozambique. Namibia tests in Olympic qualifier build-up. On that item, it brings us to the end of the main news. My name is Tracy Mwansa. Thank you so much. Stay tuned. Good evening.